Shabbos, we're continuing Mir Hashem today, and we are continuing on Samech Aleph from the Aleph 61a, the bottom last two lines. Tanrabanan, actually last line. Klayos Ya'otzos. So the kidneys provide advice. Leiv Mavin, the heart provides understanding. Loshon Mechatich, the tongue articulates. Peg Gomer, the mouth fully finishes because one articulates fully with the lips. Veshet Machnis Umotzi Komene Machal, so the esophagus takes in and expels all types of food. Kana Motzi Kol, the windpipe goes ahead and produces sound, produces a voice. We'll say Samach Aleph on base 61b. Rea Sho'eves Komene Mashkin, so the lung goes in and absorbs all types of moisture. Kaved Koes, so the liver apparently again is the source of anger inside of the body. Mara Zorekes Botiba Manichaso, but there is a little bit of bile that is injected into it and calms it down. Tchol Shochek, laughter comes from the spleen. Kurkavan Tochen, the gizzard, goes ahead and grinds up food. Kiva Yeshena, so the stomach makes a person sleepy. Af Neir, a person's nose wakes them up. Neir hayashen, yashen haneir. So literally again, if the one that sleeps, meaning the stomach, wakes up, and the one that's awake, the nose, falls asleep, nimok v'holichlo, then a person goes ahead and wastes away. Tano, so we learn, im shtem yashen shtem the orim miyad meis. If both the stomach and the nose both are asleep or both are awake, then a person dies immediately. So we'll say, what's the takeaway from this Gemara? So obviously, what the Gemara is trying to highlight over here is that every part of the body serves a purpose. There's no part of the body that is without use and without meaning and without purpose. And of course, this becomes a metaphor. We see the body really as a microcosm for the world. And just like in the body, every part of the body serves a purpose. Every part of the body has a use. So too, again, when we look at the greater world, there is no such thing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created levatala. Everything has a purpose. Every person has a purpose. Everything in this world has a place. The Gemara goes back to Tanya. Rabbi Yossi Lili Omer Tzadikim Yetzer Tov Shoftam. It's a very beautiful Gemara. So Rabbi Yossi Lili says, Tzadikim, the righteous, they're Yetzer Tov. Their good inclination, shoftan. Now, shoftan could mean judges them or really rules them. That what makes a tzaddik a tzaddik? A tzaddik is someone who's worked on himself so that his yetzer hatov, his good inclination, is the dominant force in his life. Now, it doesn't mean he doesn't have a yetzer hara. Everybody has a yetzer hara. But lamaisa, it's his yetzer tov that is the stronger, more dominant force. Shene emar, v'libi chalal b'kirbi. On the other hand, rishoim, yetzer ra shoftan. On the other hand, what makes a person wicked? So a wicked person, his Yetzer Hara rules over him. So again, just like the tzaddik has a Yetzer Hara, but his Yetzer Tov is stronger, a Rasha also has a Yetzer Tov, but his Yetzer Hara is stronger. Shene'emar nu'um peshel Rasha bekirbi libi ein pachan elakim l'neged einov. Beinonim, what about a kind of like an in-betweener? Zev v'zeh shoftan. Such a person is ruled by both inclinations. Shene'emar Yamod liyamin evyon lo shim shoftei nafsho. So we'll say, so really a really very profound Gemara. That almost like what makes a tzaddik is that he works on himself to the point that his Yetzer Hatov is the strongest, is the dominant force. It doesn't mean he doesn't have a Yetzer Hara. Everybody has a Yetzer Hara, but ultimately the Yetzer Hatov is the dominant force. Quite beautiful. Amar Rava says, "Kigon anu beinonim." Rava says, like we're like beinonim. We're kind of like middle of the roaders. People have both the Yetzer Tov and the Yetzer Hara. So the Gemara says, "Amar Abaye lo shavik mar chay lechoberia." So Abaye says to Rava, if you're considered to be a Benoni, a middle of the roader, then we're all in big trouble. V'amar Rava lo ivri alma el rishai gemuri o litzadike gemuri. So we'll say very beautiful Gemara. The world was created for completely wicked people or for tzadikim gemurim. So what does this mean? So on the most basic level, it's talking about two different worlds. Rashi says this world was created for the completely wicked individual. This way HaKadosh Baruch Hu could give the wicked person pleasure and enjoyment, because even the wicked person has good deeds and he deserves merit and reward for those good deeds. Let him get that merit and reward in this world and he'll get punished in the next world. Conversely, Olam Haba, the world to come, was created for the tzaddikim. So the Gemara says, good. Fine. Amar Rav said, Lo ivri amal ela la'achav ben Amri or Rabbi Chanina ben Dosa. Shabbos is very beautiful. The world was created for Achav ben Amri. Now Achav ben Amri was King Achav, who was a tremendous Rasha, unfortunately, and Rabbi Chanina ben Dosa, who was a tremendous tzaddik. What does this mean? Olam hazeh, La'achav ben Amri olam hazeh, or Rabbi Chanina ben Dosa olam haba. So this world was created for Achav ben Amri. In other words, let Achav did mitzvahs also, he did good things also. So let HaKadosh Baruch Hu give him this reward in this world, and he'll be punished in the world to come. Rabbi Chanina ben Dosa was a great tzaddik, but had a difficult life. So again, he deals with whatever he has to deal with in this world, and in the world to come, that's when he reaps tremendous benefit. So the beautiful Gemara ahead of us now. V'ahavta Hashem Elokecha. Tanya, Rabbi Eliezer Omer, in Ne'emar b'chol nafshecha, lama ne'emar b'chol maldecha. If the Torah says you have to love Hashem with all of your soul, why does it also say that you have to love Hashem with all of your means? V'im ne'emar b'chol ma'odecha, and if it says with all of your means, all of your money, or all of your possessions, lama ne'emar b'chol nafshecha, then why does it have to say with all of your heart? So a beautiful Gemara. Elo, im yesh lecha adam shegufo, Chaviv alav mimamono, because you have some people who value their physical life more than their money. Therefore, the Torah says that you have to even be willing to give your life for Hashem. But you also have people who love their money more than they love their physical life. Therefore, it says with all of your means. In other words, I'm obligated to love HaKadosh Baruch Hu with everything. With everything. Even those things that are most precious to me. What's most precious to me? Depends who you ask. For some people, again, what's most precious to them is life. For other people, what's most precious to them is their money. Whichever category you fall into, you have to love HaKadosh Baruch Hu completely, even with that item. Rabbi Kiva says, B'chol nafshecha. What does it mean to love Hashem with all of your life? Afilu notal as nafshecha. Even if Hashem takes your life. Meaning that even if a person has to give their life Al Kiddush Hashem, for the sanctification of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's name, a Yid, a Jew, has to be ready to do so. So Gemara tells an incredible story. Tan Rabbanon, Pam Achaz Gazra Malchus Harash Shalai Asku Yisra B'Torah. So one time, again, the Malchus Rasha, the evil monarchy. Now, the evil monarchy refers to Rome. Rome one time outlawed the study of Torah. Ba Papos ben Yehuda Masrabi Kiva Shayam Makil Kilos Berabim Bosek B'Torah. So Papas ben Yehuda saw that Rabbi Akiva was teaching Torah publicly. Amar lo Akiva, he says, Akiva, aren't you scared of the Romans? Aren't you scared of the monarchy? Amar lo Akiva says, let me give you a mashal, let me give you a parable. This is beautiful. Comparable to a fox who was walking by the banks of the river. And he saw that the fish were jumping or gathering from place to place. So he said to the fish, what are you running from? So the fish said, listen, the fishermen are putting out traps, they're putting out nets. So we're running away to try to escape the nets. So the fox said to them, first of the widest lines, so the fox says to the fish, listen, Chevra, why don't you come and join me on dry land? In this way again, we'll live together. Now, it's interesting. The fox says, like my forefathers lived with your forefathers, whatever exactly that means. The fox is inviting them onto the safety and security of dry land to escape the fishermen's nets. Amrulo. So the fish said back to the fox, Atush omrim alecha pikech shebechayos. So they said to the fox, they say that you're the wisest, right? The wisest of all animals. Lo pikech ate elotiveshat. The fox, you're not smart, you're foolish. Oma b'makom cheyusenu anu misyarin b'makom nisasin alachas kama b'kama. The water is where we live. The water is where we live. And now in the water, if we fear for our lives, all the more so, in a place in which we will surely die, i.e. the dry land, we certainly have to worry about our lives. So what does this mashal do with anything? So Rabbi Akiva says, Afanachnu. Rabbi Akiva said, so too the same is with us. Achshav she'anu yoshvim va'oskim b'Torah shekasuv ba, ki hu chayecha va'orech yamecha, kach im anu holchim umevatlim mimena al achas kama v'kama. So this is quite beautiful. Rabbi Akiva says that a Jew learning Torah is like a fish in water. And even though there is danger for the fish in the water, it's even more dangerous for the fish to leave the water. So Rabbi Akiva says, I know about the decree, so it's dangerous to learn Torah, but you know what's more dangerous than learning Torah? Not learning Torah. What's more dangerous than defying the Romans is actually obeying the Romans and leaving the Torah, which is the very source of our lifeblood. So the Gemara says, Amru lo hayu yamu atim achetavsul Rabbi Akiva t'chashu beis asurim. So sure enough, what ended up happening? The Romans arrested Rabbi Akiva and they incarcerated him. And at the same time, the Gemara says, they also went ahead with Tafsula Papas ben Yehuda, Techafshu Atzlo. They put Papas ben Yehuda in jail as well, and they incarcerated him with Rabbi Akiva. Amrullah Papas, mi habi achalakan. So he said, Rabbi Akiva said, Papas, what did you do? So Amrullah Ashrech Rabbi Akiva, Shenit Pasta al Dvar Torah. Praiseworthy Rabbi Akiva that you were arrested for teaching Torah. Ayla lepapis Shenit Pas al Dvarim Betelim. Woe ultimately again to Papas, who was arrested for absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, the truth is, the Gemara discusses the idea that Papas ben Yehuda was actually arrested. There was a blood libel against the Jews for going ahead and killing the emperor's daughter, and Papas ben Yehuda was accused of this. And even though, again, he obviously did not do it, he was willing to go ahead and take the fall for Klal Yisrael. B'shasho Silas Rabbi Akiva. As the boss, what we'll do is we'll stop over here for today. We'll pick up in Emir Hashem with the rest of the Rabbi Akiva story tomorrow. Tremendous. Again, we'll Emir Hashem see how incredibly beautiful this is. Emir Hashem tomorrow. Shkayach, everyone.